Good morning, everyone, from Real Estate Central here in the city of Windsor. It is crazy busy. Do have an offer that I'm presenting tonight, again, for a buyer. Normally, I do not work with buyers, but I am very systematic in how I approach everything with a buyer to be able to make that a little bit less stressful. Tonight's offer is for a beautiful two-bedroom house in a good spot in the city of Windsor, that I have a good chance of winning, actually, as well, too. This particular buyer, I had sold their house over in LaSalle, and they wanted to downsize into a little bit less expensive of a house. They had had their house in LaSalle paid off. It was in a commercial corner. So we sold that house on that commercial corner, paid off a little bit more debt, and are now going out and trying to find a house for them in a less than $400,000 market. And as you know, that market in the city of Windsor is crazy, crazy busy. Chances are I have a very good offer for tonight. Chances are, and I have a very good working relationship with that realtor, because relationships in this business are everything. They are everything to get deals done. They are everything to get deals done. You need a realtor that has great relationships. You need a realtor who's been in the business for 7 or 8 or 9 years when you're out trying to buy a house. You need a realtor that's going to present offers as well, too. At 7 o'clock tonight, I'm presenting the offer that I have. And if you're a buyer, you should be asking your buying rep, your realtor, what their position is on offers. How do they process offers? And if they say to you, oh, I send them over electronically, you may not want that realtor, because your stress level is going to be 10 times higher. Everything in real estate is about negotiation and about relationships. It all is. Now, yeah, depending upon who you're across the table from, if they want just the highest possible dollar, okay, great. Just as if you're an auto home insurance provider, and I ran into this last night, one of my clients who just bought a house. If you want the cheapest possible thing in life, you can get it. But then when you have a claim, expect pure hell. You've got a claim. Call the phone bank. They might help you at some point in time. And they're going to rule against you. And then there's going to be nobody to help you to fight the insurance company. Or you can get good, decent coverage with a good, decent auto and home guy who has an excellent track record of helping their clients win claims. Those are the kinds of questions that you should be asking your auto home guy. Hey, if I have a claim, what's your position on that? Well, what do you mean? You call the phone center and they process you and you either get a check or you don't. I don't understand. What do you mean? And if that's the response, call a different auto home broker. What's your position on claims? Well, what do you mean? If that means that do I have to go to fight for my clients to get their claims approved? Absolutely yes, and I do it every day. I'm currently working on 4 of them. That's a good auto and home guy or gal. But we never think to ask the right questions. So how does that relate to the auto and home business, or I'm sorry, into the real estate business here in Windsor? How does that interrelate, Brian? Well, let me tell you, got one of those. So here's a nice little story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer that barely kept his family fed. And then one day, he got a harebrained idea. I'm thinking on my feet as I go with this. I'm doing pretty good. Um, he got a harebrained idea a couple years when the market was hot. He found realtors that weren't giving him the time of day because he only had $250,000 to spend. And then he found me. And I said, just wait. Just wait. You don't need to buy a house. Oh, yeah, Brian, I gotta buy a house. Gotta buy a house. So stressed. What do you want to buy a house for? Oh, I want to move. I'm renting right now. I can barely afford to rent. I mean, it's so expensive to rent. Okay, but interest rates are going up. So to buy a house is going to be super expensive to buy too. You're going to have a massive mortgage payment, and you're going to have taxes, and you're going to have all these other, and you're going to have heat and lights and insurance and all these other things. Oh, I got to buy though. Okay. Where are you getting your money from? I'm borrowing it. Oh, okay. I have some people who are going to give me money. Oh, okay. Great. So we start looking for houses, and there's no houses for $250,000 in the city of Windsor. There's none. Just isn't any. They don't exist. Don't even try. So he then goes out and finds a house that's for sale by owner or something. I have no clue. And he works with a realtor, and I'm not going to mention their name because you're going to see where this goes to. Windsor, Essex County has the highest fraud of any county in all of Canada. There's more mortgage fraud here. There's more banking fraud here. There's more fraud here than anywhere else in Windsor, Essex, in Canada. It's one of the highest mortgage fraud places in all of Canada. There's mortgage advisors out here that mortgage companies won't even write their business with because they've been frauded over and over and over again, yet that person still stays in business. Go figure. Just like in the auto home business, there's so much fraud in the auto home business, yet that person stays in business. Go figure. Dealt with that person last night. Or at least kind of that person. Kind of on that cusp of truthfulness and fakeness and truthfulness and fakeness. Right on that cusp. People who game the system do a great job of walking right on the edge. A great job of walking right on the edge. And that's what you have to watch out for in Windsor, Essex County. There's a lot of people that are doing business just on the edge. So this gentleman buys a house for $280,000 and he spends $60,000 renovating it. Then he has this realtor come back in who promises him the moon. Oh, your house is worth $400,000. To get the listing. Oh, great. Hey, I could be profitable at $400,000. You got my listing. He contacts me and he says, what do you think, Brian? You've been the one who's been truthful to me through this whole thing. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm so very, very sorry about how much money you're going to lose. It just disheartens me. I'm very sorry about your money. What do you mean, Brian? You don't have $400,000 here. You'll be lucky if you have $340,000 here. Gee, that's so much lower than the other guy's going to tell me, so I'm going to go with him. No hard feelings, Brian. No hard hard feelings whatsoever. It's okay. Your house is worth 340. I've got degrees and designations and valuation. Your house is worth 340. You can fight me all you want. I can tell you X. I can tell you the truth, but you don't have to believe it. It's okay. No skin off my nose. I'm crazy busy helping everybody else. It's okay. I feel for him. I do. My heart breaks. So, as it turns out, that realtor listed the property promising him $400,000. And guess how much the offer was that they got? Now, there's a couple of other things with that particular realtor, too. That particular realtor did not wait for a pile of offers. Anytime you're listing a house less than $400,000, you should just wait for the pile of offers, because you'll get 10, 12, 14, 16 offers on every house under 400,000, because that's where the demand is. And there's no houses available in the city of Windsor at that price. So you'll get a stack of offers. You just take the highest and best one. And you hope it closes. Because there's a difference between accepting an offer and getting it to close. And a great realtor manages every piece all the way up to closing. That's why my closings are so difficult. That's why a day after closing, I kind of got to go for a little while, because it's so much work. It's what a good realtor's doing. They're managing every piece of the entire transaction. And they're negotiating, and they're building relationships with everybody to get the deal closed. You'd be surprised how many things come up at 8:30 in the morning on closing day. On both sides. So much more work than what anybody even believes it is. It's like our teachers. We think, oh, they have the greatest job in the world. They only work till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm married to a teacher, and I'm sorry, but they don't shut down until 11 o'clock at night. They just don't. There's all kinds of layers of pure hell that a teacher has. And I'm so glad I never became a teacher. So back to this gentleman. So that other realtor promises him the moon to get the listing, only gets one offer for $340,000. $340, exactly what I said it was worth. The seller turns it down. It's not enough money. I don't want to lose money. It's like, what were you thinking? So, okay. Then he calls me. Hey, Brian, you've been honest with me the whole way through. Would you talk to me? And at first, I'm like, I'm crazy busy. I don't want this. I don't want this pure hell. I don't want to have to fight with you through every piece of this, because you don't understand it. And because you don't understand it, you get all worked up. And you keep trying to game the system, and the system can't be gamed. There's only one way to do this, which is the legal way. And you keep getting swept up by all these other people who whistle Dixie to you, and you keep thinking that that's the right path. And then you keep coming back to me saying, hey, those people were liars, Brian. You've always told me the truth. Will you help me? Yes, of course I'll help you. You ask me that way. Will you help me, Brian? So we get into it, and he's going around about commissions, about how, that other realtor that brought the 340, part of the reason he couldn't accept it, he was going to lose $10,000, $12,000 because the commissions were too high. Okay, great. If I can help you in some way, I have a contract that's completely open that gives me the opportunity to be able to work at any commission level. So here's what I'm willing to do for you. Can't you go lower? Oh. Tells you right away. It's a great big red flag right away, saying, okay, there's more going on here. No, I'm not going any lower than this. There's no other realtor on the planet that will give you that deal. So you either want my help or you don't. It's one of the two. Okay, fine. Perfect. I'll put the paperwork together. Go over to the house yesterday with the paperwork to get it listed. Sign here, 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 here. And I need to see your driver's license so I know who you are. Why do you want my driver's license? So I know who you are. I have a standard of care in the real estate business that I have to know who you are. But you know me. Yeah, but I've never seen your driver's license to know who you are. Gotta know that, or I can't help you. What are you talking about? Sir, do you want my help? It's only one way. That's the legal way. So I got his driver's license. His name isn't the name on title. I said, but sir, you can't sign any paperwork. You can't sell this house. There's a different person on title. Oh, yeah, that's my wife. Okay, perfect. Where's she at? Why isn't she here? It's her house to sell. She's got to sign the paperwork. Can you send that to her electronically? Sure, I can. Okay, fine. Are you married to her? Yes, I am. Okay, great. So the one signature I can get on this form while you're here is your signature for spousal consent to sell a matrimonial home. The spouse has to consent to selling a matrimonial asset. Oh, I can't sign that. Aren't you married to her? I can't sell the house without this signature, sir. Otherwise, you'd be suing me, and I don't want you suing me. So anytime you have a conversation around commission, from the client side of the equation, not from my side of the equation, I just volunteer it up. Here's what I'm willing to work for, especially once I know the story. That's how I am. Been married for 28 years, house paid off. I don't have as much of a liability as every other realtor has, and I have a contract that's completely open that gives me the freedom and the flexibility to truly help people. It's why I work for Real. It's the whole reason. That, and I like working here. They're really good people. And I believe in the story, and it's nice to get some stock options and all these other things. It's like, whoa, for me. So, okay, fine. I can't sign that. Why can't you sign it? I can't sell your house then. You're going to have to go to a different realtor who's going to charge you far more money. It's okay. I'm out the door. I don't need to do this then. Okay, fine. I'll sign. Okay, great, perfect. So he goes and signs it. And I drive home and I send over to Monsieur. And I said, I'm going to need to meet your wife before I can go and really actually sell this house. So sometime in the next 24 hours, I really need to come over to the house and see her and meet her, to know her, to get her ID as well too, to do all of the FinTrack stuff, all of the checks and balances. Oh, the other realtor never did that. I can't help what the other realtor did. I can't help that the other realtor broke the law. I can't help that, yes, there's a track record with this other realtor that I know of, and with the brokerage that person's with that I know of, that you got caught up in. I can't help it. I just know that you're reaching out to me, and I only do one thing one way, which is the legal way. Period. End of discussion. Okay. Well, send over the electronic documents. Don't get them back in time for the real estate board to close yesterday. So I sent a little note. Hey, never got your paperwork back, so it's not listed on the MLS. Oh, yeah, I know. I got to call my lawyer about signing. Okay. When you call your lawyer, because if you don't know how to ask the right question, When you call your lawyer, you just ask your lawyer, do I have your authority to sign for spousal consent to sell the matrimonial asset? The answer is yes. You must sign to sell a matrimonial asset. Either that or the lawyer has to draft a letter stating that you know that your wife is selling a matrimonial asset and certify it. Very simple thing. Two of the same things. You either sign the real estate form or you have a letter from your lawyer that we put into the whole deal. They do the same thing. There's notice that has to be there to sell a matrimonial asset. There's never a battle with it. Never. Unless there's fraud going on. If there's a person, red flag, run the other way. But he just doesn't understand. Okay, let me explain it to you again so that it gets in that noggin. This is all you're doing. You're simply saying that you know that she's selling a family asset. That's all that it is. I don't care if it says John Hancock down on the line. I don't care what that says. Because how am I supposed to read it if you scribble it anyway? I don't know your signature. I just need to know that there's somebody that you, who say that to me that you're married to her, have in my witness signed that line. That's it. Simple thing. Unless there's fraud going on, then it's a massive thing. And I think there's no fraud going on. I just think that he just doesn't understand. He gets so worked up about the simplest of things. Okay, great. Not a problem. So then this morning, my lawyer says I don't have to sign that. Okay, that's fine. I'll drive over and take my sign down, and you can find another realtor. Because I cannot sell your house. I cannot sell your wife's house without some certification. I don't care how that certification comes, but I'm not listing the house until I have the entire file all buttoned up. You're not going to sell my house? I didn't say that. I said that, yeah, I would be more than happy to market your house for you. However, you must start understanding that there's only one way to do things, which is the legal way. And if you want to fight me on this, then there is a solution. We can go, instead of plan A, where it's so simple, we can go down path B. And yeah, I'm giving you this freaking discount on commission, which I probably should have never done, because now I've got to go down path B, which is a far rockier path. You can fight it all you want to. It's okay. I don't know why you want to fight it. And then I start finding out the truth, because the stress gets to be so high, and I'm asking some leading questions because I'm not stressed at all. I'm trying to figure out, gee, wow, there's a lot more going on here than I don't know. I better start asking some questions to figure it all out if I even want to do this now. So I asked the questions. The bank. Yeah, I have a loan. Okay, how much is that loan? It's only X, a very small amount. I'm like, huh. So who gave you the money to buy I took that out of my bank account. Oh, but you said at the beginning that you were borrowing it from people. Again, red flag. You said X back at the beginning. A couple, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 months ago. And now I'm finding that was never truthful. Red flags. all over the place on this one. But okay, if it was your own money, okay. And you need to get your own money back out of this deal because you're blub, blub, gurgle, gurgle all gone on it. But then I said to him, I said, so if I brought you an offer that is for $340,000, which is what the house is worth, and you're going to lose $12,000, would you even sell the house? No, because I lose too much money. I don't want the list then. The chances of me selling it for more than what its market value is pretty slim to none, because a house has a maximum market value. Especially if the person buying the place is only putting 5% down and they got to go through CMHC. CMHC is going to do their audit. There's only so much this house is worth. It's on the flight path at the airport, for gosh sakes. The airplane's like right over it. I mean, come on. So, today, finally, everything that I was trying to help him with was just too many red flags for me. And then it became, I can't sign this. Okay. I'd like to help you, but I can't help you then. But the other realtor never had me sign that. I don't care. I don't care what their criminal intent was. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just know that I cannot sell a house without the spousal consent, because I'm not going to lose my license in real estate. And I have other people I can go help. There's all kinds of projects. I got all kinds of stuff to be doing. I just wanted to shoot this video for you to be able to understand that there is a lot of this criminal stuff that goes on in the city of Windsor. And unfortunately, good people kind of get caught up in it as well, too. This gentleman is a good person. His heart is in the right spot, but he doesn't want to understand anything. Even when we were going through the guide for real estate, I said, okay, there's these new rules in real estate that I've got to go through the guide with you, page by page. So just bear with me while I go through this 13-page guide. And then we're going to have to sign at the end. Oh, I don't want to do that, Brian. I'm sorry, but it's the requirement that I go through it with you page by page, or I lose my license. I'm not doing it. You can fight the process that the government has put in place for us to be truthful in real estate all you want to. But if you're going to fight that process, that means that you want to be untruthful in real estate. We're supposed to walk away. It's that simple. That's the reason for the guide. How do we know if our client is telling us the truth? We're going to put a guide together that you're going to have to go through with them page by page. And if they complain, maybe that's a signal to you that there's something else going on. If they can't take 5 minutes to sit through the freaking guide, and then if they won't sign for the guide, holy shit, you got some problems there. Run the other way. Seems pretty logical. And then the guide is also there for, how do we know that our realtor is a real good realtor? Well, did they go through the guide with you? No, that's the standard. So if they didn't go through the guide with you, maybe you want a different realtor that's going to go through the guide with you, because that's the standard now, as of December 1st or January 1st, whatever the heck the date was. Who cares? The process is the process now. Okay. So we're going through the guide. Oh, I've already taken the one class of real estate. I already know this stuff, Brian. I don't need to go through it. The first class. There's 5 classes in real estate, sir. Yeah, but I've already covered that. I said, I don't care. I still have to go through the guide. All 13 pages of it. It takes 5 minutes. Why does it matter? Chomp, the head comes off. So if you run into, and the moral of this story, kind of, if you've watched it for this long, is to understand that Windsor Essex County has the highest fraud in anything in real estate, in mortgages, in banking, in everything. Windsor Essex County has the highest fraud. It's all over the place. It's endemic in Windsor business. And a good Windsor business person understands that and says, oh, let me try to figure out if there's fraud, if there's an intent for fraud here. Because if there's an intent for fraud, I can choose to not do that business. Yeah, I mean, is it kind of tough to walk away from $6,000? Sure, it's $6,000. Oh, minus taxes and everything, it's $3,000. Is it tough to walk away from $3,000? Pays for the airfare to go to San Diego next month. Does it matter to walk away from $3,000? No, because you get to keep your license. That's the part that's important that so many people lose track of. It's like, why do you want to lose your license? It's like all the people at Chrysler that were trying so hard to lose their job. Why do you want to lose this $90,000 a year job? Just don't understand. Well, I hate working. Okay, you can always just quit if you want. The door's right there. There's nothing stopping you from going out the dang thing and never looking back. Never understood it. Still don't understand it to this day. Why people want to fight everything. So I'm like, sir, I can't help you anymore. You're just not there. You just do not understand what a legal, fully above board realtor does for a living. And to be honest with you, I can no longer be your representative. And I never was your representative because you never signed the forms. So that gives me a good way to be able to exit stage left and move on. So to my other clients that might be watching this, my apologies. I was truly trying to help somebody who desperately needs help, but could not get to the point where I could help him. And so he's going to have to go back into the shark pit of real estate and find another realtor willing to look the other way, because there's lots of them here. That might not be fair. There's some of them here. And I'll go out and focus on the things that I need to do today for you, the other clients that I am helping. Thank you, if you happen to be watching. And I'm going to focus on winning this bidding process tonight for a different client who's also got his own edge to him, but at least he has never asked me to do anything illegal. Kind of a good thing. So those are your stories for today. If you're looking for a realtor that's above board, that will explain things incessantly to you, that will handle every part of the transaction all the way through to the closing door, who has degrees, who has designations in real estate, who's given back to the profession by being on the board. If you're looking for that realtor, that professional realtor, I am available. I will sit down with you and see how I can help you. You just have to reach out to me. It's that simple. At 519-995-6145. My name's Brian. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.